Hey everybody, I'm Jack Reedy with Future Pastimes, and I'm the designer of The Adventures of Conan, which is on GameFound right now. There's a link in the description. In this video, I wanted to take a closer look and explain the two abilities of Conan the Cimmerian. So this is the base game Conan with different abilities on each side of the card. I have announced already that in each of the two expansions, there's a new version of Conan. So Conan the Avenger, Conan the Slayer. We'll talk about those in separate videos. So we're just going to focus on Conan the Cimmerian and the two abilities. And when you start the game, if you're playing Conan, you will decide which side of your character card have face up and have that side active. But what you'll find is that both of the abilities, after they're triggered, it has you flip the card. So you will have an opportunity to use both in the game. That is not true for all of the characters. So many of the characters will have an ability that will stay in play. However, there are effects in the game that will let you flip your character card. So it could happen anyway. So let's take a look at what we'll call the dark side, and it'll be the side that has the symbol. They changed it from this sorcery symbol to just a sword. And that is going to be the recommended. First time you're playing, that's the side you should start. Again, you'll get to see both sides of Conan in action. So this one, it says, use any fate token as a warrior, then flip this card. So the fate tokens are the purple tokens that, I got a page here in the rule book that talks about them in a little bit more detail. So all the different symbols that you're typically going to want to roll are represented as fate tokens. And there's 4 of each symbol. And there are various ways you can get those tokens. But what they are used for is to change a die roll into the symbol on the token. So there's going to be a lot of different opportunities to roll your dice. And there's going to be certain symbols in different phases that you will want, others that you won't want to roll. And the way that you can mitigate that is by having some fate tokens. So there's a lot of ways you can get them, as I said, and you can hold on to them until you use them, although there are effects that will force you to lose fate tokens, so maybe don't hold on to them too long. The one symbol that you will probably want to roll the most throughout the game is going to be the warrior symbol. And that's that symbol right there. That is the crossed swords, is the warrior symbol. So Conan, it can basically turn anything into a weapon. That's kind of what we're simulating here. So if Conan needed to roll a warrior symbol, and let's say they had the move symbol, that's the 2 feet, as a fate token, he can spend that and say, I'm counting that as a warrior. So that effect will resolve, and then it says, flip this card. So then you would be flipping it over, and you would have the other ability active. So that's how side 1 of the Conan the Cimmerian card works. Let's look at side 2. So this one says, spend a fate token or an active die to advance on an achievement in a kingdom without the matching attribute. Then flip this card. So let's talk about achievements. On the board, down at the bottom, you have an achievement track, and it's got 3 attributes: thief, pirate, warrior. And this track leads all the way down to King Conan. So by the time Conan is a king, he's an expert thief, expert pirate, expert warrior. And so we're tracking all of these things for all of the players. And there are different perks that you can get along the way. Well, one of the ways that Conan and an ally can advance on that achievement track is if they are moving around the board and they are in a kingdom with one of those attributes. So, as I said, a thief, pirate, warrior. Well, if we're up here in Zingara, it is a thief kingdom and a pirate kingdom. So if Conan is in this kingdom during the main phase, after you've rolled your dice, you may look and say, well, I've rolled a pirate. And what Conan can do as an action is just spend that pirate symbol as an action, and that moves them up on the track. So it's a really easy and effective way of using those results and getting something out of it. Because again, if you get to the halfway mark, you've unlocked a bonus die at the start of each round, so an extra die to your pool of dice. And each of your tokens that gets this far is going to score you 5 points at the end of the game. If it gets all the way to the end, it will score 8 points instead. So moving up on this track has lots of benefits, but mostly points. And so it should be an objective for all the players, but especially for Conan, because Conan basically has the easiest time doing it. But let's say that Conan didn't roll a thief or a pirate, but he's rolled warriors. He can't just spend a warrior in a kingdom without that attribute to move up on it, except that he can. So he can say, yeah, I'm going to spend that as my action to, boom, do that, and then the card is flipped. So he could spend the warrior in a kingdom that doesn't have warrior to do it. It also lets him spend a fate token, and spending a fate token would be a free action. It's not an actual action unless you spend a die to do it. So yeah, if he's got a warrior fate token and he is in a kingdom without the warrior attribute, so let's say he's in Argos, he can just spend that, move up, and that's a free. He's giving up that fate token, but again, he's getting something out of it. So two very straightforward, very useful abilities. And again, because you're flipping the card each time you use an ability, you are going to get exposure to both of them. And there are certain times where you definitely want to save up for it. So this ability to change any fate token into a warrior is going to be really useful for Conan in encounters. And if Conan knows that that player is going to be doing an adventure that has a warrior requirement, as long as they've got any fate token, they know that they've got that one warrior. Warrior is the easiest symbol for Conan to roll anyway, but sometimes you don't roll it. You're like, oh, I needed 2 warriors, and I rolled 1, but I was able to use my special ability to get the other one by spending a trade token and counting it as a warrior. So that's how Conan works. If you have any other questions about the Conan ability, let me know, abilities. And we'll be, like I said, we'll be looking at the other Conans at some point down the line. And I will look at a lot of the other characters as well. So that's it for this one, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.